What's good, YouTube? Back again with another video. And today we are looking at the Vivace IAM by Tripowin and 0dB. This is in collaboration with 0dB. This is a fellow Korean tech reviewer, so shout out to him. I may have had some people doubting that I was Korean considering how I treated Pulsar last video, which is also a Korean brand, but anyways, that is neither here nor there. Today we are at a new angle. I'm just trying some new stuff, trying to make my reviews more concise, but still give you that information that I have. I think that's what most people come to my reviews for. So let's just get into it really quick. Here's what you get. This will house the IEMs themselves. It comes with a nice, feels like a velvety finish. Here you get your ear tips. Here you get the cable. Here's all the stuff that no one cares about really. So here's the ear tips besides the ones I have installed. So the only thing I don't like about this is that they're kind of unorganized. You know, they just throw them in the bag and they're all in the bag and you kind of have to like shuffle them and like, you know, take this little time process to find them and mix and match them. So yeah, I would have preferred the other manufacturers that have like the little card with the nibs on them and then they plug them in there. That way it'll just reduce some time that you have to set up. But what I will commend them for is actually having different tips. So a lot of manufacturers throw in a bunch of tips, but they all end up being the same basically, right? How are these different? You can clearly see they are either wide board or narrow board. You can see the wide bore on the left and the narrow bore on the right. So what this is going to do is just give you a small choice. So the general rule of thumb, as far as I know, is that the narrow bore will give you more treble, maybe more detail, maybe more emphasis on the treble, whereas the wide bores are going to kind of relax that sound a bit more. That's why I've gone ahead with the larger wide bore tips. Here on mine, as you can see, you know, if you haven't watched one of my IEM reviews before, I am a bit focused more on the gaming side of things. I personally play a lot of shooter games and the fatigue kicks in with a lot of gunfire, a lot of explosion sounds, which is why I went ahead, like I said, and chose the wide bore, kind of soften, kind of warm in the sound, rather than giving that treble focus. At the end of the day, it's really just going to be kind of preference, not that give you that much of a difference. I know a lot of people like to use the narrow bores on the Truth Ear Zero Reds. Some people just felt like, you know, the tuning is just a bit too safe, a bit too unflavorful on those. That'll kind of give you an idea of what you want to do when you get the tips. So in conclusion, I like the tips. They give you a lot of options. It is kind of just a bit disorganized though. Kind of have to scramble through them when you get it. Next thing is the cable. So you'll see I don't have the cable on, and if you've watched my IEM reviews, I'm always saying, you know, just buy the Chew 2 for the cable, or now buy the Truth Ear Gate for the cable. And the reason why is because these cables are just amazing, right? First, how little they cost. They basically cost as much as a cable, right? So might as well just get it and then have a spare IEM, right? So why don't I like this cable? It's because the loops have the braiding on them. And the kind of heat shrink that they use particularly is quite rough. So the reason why I don't like these is because if you're wearing them for long hours, for gaming, stuff like that, these around the sensitive parts of your ears over on the top will give you hot spots over time. Though you might be different, that might work for you. You know, what works for me doesn't always work for you, vice versa. So I do always say take these reviews subjectively and just use me and other reviewers as a reference point. But yeah, as for me, this is a light cable, which I do like, but this is going to give me hot spots. This is just going to give me pain over time. Also, this plug is kind of like nasty. It's kind of big, pause. So to contrast that with the Chew 2 cable, the Chew 2 cable is great, not only because it matches the aesthetic. Look how clean those look, man. But also because, like I said, the loop around your ear is not braided, so it's not going to give you as bad as hotspots, if at all. I mean, as far as gaming goes, even long hours, 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, doesn't matter. These smooth loops without the braiding will not give me hotspots. Again, if you're new here, what I say about the gate cable is that it gives you the best of both worlds, where the bottom half under the Y cinch is going to be braided, giving you that durability under the cable, or on the cable under the Y cinch, whereas everything going towards your ear is going to be smooth and comfortable. That's why these cables are great. I got this for like 13 or 12 bucks on 11.11 on AliExpress, which was really good deal. But you can't go wrong with either. Both of them retail, the Chew 2 and the Gate, they retail for under 20. Just get them. Use the cable and everything. Trust me, trust me. Now for the IEM, because I am a bit of a gaming focused IEM reviewer, the main thing I criticize is the shape and the sound, and I'm happy to report that the shape is great. My main concern is the curvature around the edges that's going to touch your ear and the molding. As you can see, a bit of semi-custom molding here, not as much as the Gate, and smooth on the corner here, though I wish the corner were shaped a bit better, but the shape is good. As a gaming-oriented IM reviewer, I always focus on these budget sets because the budget sets usually use a single dynamic driver. That means the body is smaller, it's lighter, it's more comfortable. They probably use plastic, which they do here. I forgot what they call it specifically. It's not like plastic, but yeah, the point is it's very lightweight. In my opinion, the gold standard for comfort, as far as the IEM shape itself goes, will still be the Gate. So I'm going to go ahead and compare them in shape and weight. As you can see, as far as thickness, Gate wins out just a little bit, so I'm going to give the point to the Gate. The custom molding is a bit more pronounced on the Gate, so the point goes to the Gate again. And the curvature, where it rests on your ear on the bottom, again, a bit better in the Gate, but at least it's not bad at anything particular. It's just not as good as the Gate in anything particular. Here's a weight comparison. The Gate, wow, 2.8 grams. That's super light. 4.2. So yeah, spec-wise and curvature-wise, the Gate is still going to be a more comfortable gaming IM, but the sound quality is where these two differ, and you might want to actually pick up the Vivace. So I'll put a frequency response graph of the Gate up on the screen right now. You will see that the Gate is neutral and the Vivace is a bit more traditionally V-shaped. The reason why I was excited to check out the Vivace is because it is very similar to the discontinued Hola. Of course, I still have my beautiful Holas right here, but all you losers and nerds out there that missed out on these before they were discontinued aren't going to have them. I really enjoyed these because they were quite a different style of tuning a budget IEM in the $20 space. A lot of them are very fatiguing in the treble. There's like the Gate, the 1 the Chu 2, 02, the 01. The list goes on of a bunch of these IEMs having way too much treble in my opinion. And the Gate kind of came out and disrupted that. A lot of people didn't enjoy it particularly because the reason why these single dynamic driver IEMs are boosting up the treble, in my opinion, is to artificially give it detail. Look at a brand like SimGot, right? They have a lot of single dynamic driver IEMs that are heralded as some of the best in detail. But you look at the frequency response graphs and the treble is just jacked up on those, right? I will admit, even myself, I got lost in the sauce and really loved the EA500LM. But people's tastes grow over time, exploring more IEMs in the hobby. I have grown accustomed to something more traditional like the 1 the Gate, and the Hola. Not that all of those are similar, like I'm saying, the Hola is a very depressed treble sound, and the Vivace is similar, but a bit more boosted in other ways and definitely giving you more satisfying, smooth overall experience in terms of sound quality than the Hola, which featured a lot of depressions in the treble. So that's why I really think the Vivace fits in very well. It's very comfortable, like I said. They're pretty lightweight. They have a great tuning similar to the old Hola, giving you a nice V shape. They're only $30, and it's not just like a redo of a bunch of other single dynamic driver IEMs out there. For gaming, like I always say, you always want to go for a V-shaped sound signature with the single dynamic driver IEMs because the V-shape is going to follow what is called the equal loudness curves. And before we get too scientific or anything like that, basically what it means is that you're going to retain your most hearing at lower volumes in the bass and the treble. So as gamers who use IEMs, we should be wary of the fact that we can damage our hearing over time and get something that will be more suitable at lower volumes. Again, according to the equal loudness curve, what is better over lower volumes? V-shaped sound signatures, more bass and more treble. So yeah, basically this IEM ticks all the boxes of my criteria of a gaming IEM. It's going to be lightweight, it's going to be comfortable. The only thing it really misses out on is having a worse cable, but again, I just think everyone should buy a Chu 2 or a Gate. Depending on which sound signature you like better, just get one of them, use the cable and everything. So yeah, I'm going to give this a very, very high recommendation, thumbs up. It is a bit more expensive than other budget options, but I do think the sound signature being a bit more unique where the Hola kind of left a hole. Get it? So I do think it has a place in the market, which is kind of hard to do nowadays, right? Not many budget IEMs coming out anymore, at least. But yeah, these are definitely a go for gaming. Versus the competition, would I get these or the 7Hz 02? Okay, I'll pick these because they're more close to the Holas that I love, right? But if it's the 02 in pink, the nice pink one, I'm going with the 02. That's my verdict. Yeah, check these out with the links below. They are affiliate links, so I do get a kickback if you decide to purchase anything. However, these are only for products I actually recommend and that are actually mentioned in the video. I don't put affiliate links for a bunch of random shit. And if I don't recommend it, you can see in my last video if you want to check it out. If I don't recommend a product, I'm not going to put a link for it. That's that for integrity. But yeah, basically getting out of here. Peace.